everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another Brawl Stars video. Today we've got the next round of the Brawl Stars YouTuber tournament. This week the Oofvengers were facing off against the Bo Squad. Team is definitely good. They've got, they had one guy that was over 10K, and so we knew we had our match made for us this week. It was going to be a lot tougher match than tougher than our first match, even though we were playing with 2 players, and then about the same as last week. I think they're both pretty good teams. So let's hop into this first match and see what happens. Now, ooh, fancy transition. So the first match, of course, is always Hard Rock Mine, and there's no bans. So we went in with a pretty standard team of Pam, Spike, and Rico. Pretty standard. They mixed it up on us a little bit because they actually went with a Brock, which is something we weren't expecting. Their best player was playing Rico right there, and he definitely was putting on a lot of pressure. I probably made a little bit of a mistake right there. When I had him pushed back, I probably could have stayed up a little bit more. I had plenty of health. I could have pushed him out, and we could have assumed control a little bit quicker. But, you know, we did okay. Despotic's pretty low on health. I finally get my turret, so I go ahead and pop it over there on his side because A, it's hidden there between the spots, and that's going to give him a little bit more health since he's a pretty crucial part. You know, Rico on this map is just ridiculous, and he's normally always banned, but was able to push Pam back there. She's got next to no health, and so she really can't do anything until she heals up. So we've got a pretty good spot there, but their Brock actually came around the corner, surprised Despotic, and took him out, and then he thought I was going to be going back towards my heal turret, but I juked back to my left, and he destroyed the walls over there, which is a little unfortunate. It gives us a little bit of cover, but at least I didn't get hammered with his super, so that was good. But we were still able to push him back. I grabbed the 10th gem right there. I make a break right here. I catch quite a bit of the super, but my team's there. Despotic's going to be respawning. I got plenty of cover. Time's taken down. It should be okay. Come back over to the left, trying to avoid that Rico super. Put down my heal turret. Pam comes in my face. We take her out as well. Pretty easy match. The first one, we were able to handle it pretty decently. Definitely threw us a wild card there than playing Brock. Was not expecting that at all. So they picked Bone Box for the next one. And so they picked Bone Box, and then they banned Spike. And they're like, wait, no, just a second. Sorry about that. Let's ban Rico. We're like, okay, yeah, that makes more sense. We're like, yeah, go ahead. That's fine. You can ban Rico. And of course, we ban Rico too because on Bone Box, it's very much a Rico map, and you don't want to face a Rico on Bone Box if you don't have to. So we made a little bit of a different choice there to go with Colt instead of some of the other choices like, say, Spike, or we had Tara, Colt, and of course me playing Pam. Pam's a pretty solid choice for a gem carrier all around the board, no matter what. They went with a Penny, a Dynamite, and a Terra. Again, they were throwing us some wild cards with the choices here. This one was a little bit tougher because I couldn't really hardly stay in there. I died multiple times here. It was hard for me to stay healthy. And then he came in there and he got some good shots. I mean, I knew I was too close to Penny, and it was already low health, and at that point blank range, Penny just had to spam auto aim a couple times and she wins. So especially when I was at that low of health. If at full health, Penny versus the Pam's gonna overpower the Penny almost every time. But here, Dynamite, I don't see him in the grass back there. I should have been a little bit safer, but I died again because Tara came up through the right side. And we've been waiting for Despotic to get that super built up so we could destroy some of those walls, because you don't want Dynamite just sitting back there, you know, having a field day. But we're actually behind right here, 6-2, but we're in an okay spot. We were pushing it back here, and right there had him pinched off right there, and their Penny really couldn't do anything. Gives me enough room to grab those gems, turn around and run. I'm looking at that Tara, so I tried to get to the wall just to stop the pull. Was able to do that, just barely, but it did work. Dynamite got a couple shots on me, but enough that I could get back safely, heal up, and then resume back into the middle of the map there. At this point, I think we feel like we got a pretty good firm grasp on the situation now. Some shots hit me, so I need to, you know, heal up a little bit. But, you know, like me, I tend to like, this is one problem that I know that I have, and I know I see a lot of people do that too, is not taking the time to heal up as much as you should. And I know I've been trying to work on that, but sometimes you get into the heat of battle and you just don't think about it. So Tara's super's right there. She's ready to go. I went ahead and go further off to the right, see if I could save myself a little bit there, and I was just about to die. One more second and Dynamite would have got me there, but we ended up taking that one home as well. A little bit closer match. That was probably the closest match of all of them. We were behind there in the middle. Looking back, what could we have done different? Well, I could have played better because I didn't play very well that round, but I think that Colt was, I mean, he's a good choice. He's got the open lanes on the sides, but I don't know if that would have been my choice. We were discussing it, but, you know, I defer to Lester and Despotic because they're definitely better players than me. So on the third map, they wanted to go over to Temple Catacombs, which is not one that we've really played very much of in this tournament, but we kept the same comp, and so did they. So we were thinking about putting a thrower in there instead of a Colt, but we decided not to. They ended up taking a thrower. If we would have had Barley, I think this match would have been a little bit easier, perhaps just because Barley can kind of bully Mike around because he's got the superior range, and it would have kept him off the sides there, but it still worked out in the end. Well, sorry, spoiler alert. But we were able to assume control pretty quickly. I didn't really know where to put my turret in this situation because I saw Tara, she was coming around on the left, and if I would have put it behind, she would have just right there, she would have just taken it out. So I didn't put it right behind me. Maybe I could have put it somewhere else. I'm not sure, but I just wanted to give Despotic a little bit of extra to deal with Dynamite over there, and in turn, he just destroyed it anyway. So it was really not a great spot for me. Maybe I should have just waited on the turret. I don't really know, honestly. It was kind of a weird spot, but we still were able to make it work it out. I'm just dodging, trying to dodge shots, dodging Dynamite, dodging Penny. We blew out the wall, so they've kind of got a wide open, you know, lanes right there. And here comes a great shot right there. Lester was able to knock him out, and then we have all 10, 11 gems at this point. There's really not a whole bunch they can do. He's got his super back again, so he pulls him in, throws him down again, and this was a pretty commanding victory. There was a couple spots where it might have been a little bit shaky, but not really. We kind of had that game in hand for most of the match, so it turned out pretty well. So good game to the Bow Squad. They played well. They were, again, because we got knocked down into the losers bracket early on in the tournament because that one game where we only had 2 players, it's made it a little bit unfair for some of the guys in the losers bracket. You know, not in terms of like brawlers, because of course we're all maxed out, but in terms of trophies and you know, some of the other things, it's probably not the most fair thing for some of them. So I feel a little bit bad about that, but it's just the way it goes sometimes. We should have been in the winner's bracket. We may have been in the loser's bracket by now if we would have lost the game in there, but it is what it is. We ended up winning this match 3-0, so good job to the Bow Squad. Good games. Appreciate the matches, and I do also want to say thanks to them for accommodating me because I had to stream and some other stuff going, and I was actually off on the times a little bit, so thank you very much for, you know, being flexible with the times. I do appreciate that, but that is going to wrap it up for this week of the Brawl Stars YouTuber tournament. The Oofvengers will move on, and looking forward if we win our next match, and then the match after that will be against Kairos, assuming he wins his. So let's root for Kairos to win, because I would love to face off against Kairos. That'd be a fun battle, but that's going to wrap it up for now. And as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Lex out. So I don't always talk at the end of videos, but when I do, I'm sure to annoy people and tell them to subscribe and watch more videos. It's just what I do. I can't help it.